The section today is on the area of a trapezoid. So we're going to do the area of a trapezoid. Now, what is a trapezoid? It is a quadrilateral, so it has 4 sides. And the only requirement on this one is that 2 of the sides have to be parallel. So this one and this one are parallel. The other 2 sides do not have to be parallel. So before we talk about the area, let's go label what is the height and the bases. If you look at the 2 sides that are parallel, those are going to be your bases. Here's a base, and here is a base. So I'm going to call this base 1, and I'm going to call this base 2. Okay, the height of a trapezoid is the distance, the perpendicular distance between the 2 bases. So if I dropped a perpendicular line right here, it's perpendicular to this base and it's perpendicular to that base, that is my height. So the trapezoid on the right, the 2 lines that are parallel, this one and this one. This is base 1, this is base 2, and this is kind of cool. This side over here, it's not slanted at all. It is perpendicular to the bases. That is my height. You have to be able to locate the 2 bases, the sides that are parallel, and the height of a trapezoid. Okay, the area of a trapezoid. Here comes the fun formula. Area equals, you're going to add the 2 bases, base 1 plus base 2. Put that in parentheses. That's the first thing you do. Then you're going to multiply that by the height. Then you're going to divide that by 2. So area equals, add up the bases, base 1 plus base 2, then multiply by the height, then do divided by 2, the whole thing divided by 2. So let's go do some examples. Number 1, where are the 2 bases? Here and here. Base 1 is 6 inches, base 2 is 12 inches. The height is 7 inches. 7.5 inches. Ooh, good catch. Okay, I'm going to convert that to decimal. So my H is going to be 7.5. 7.5. All right, what is my area? My area tells me to add the 2 bases together first. What is 6 plus 12? It's 18. You're not wanting to be heard on the recording today. 18. So I did 6 plus 12 first, and I got 18. Then I want to multiply that by the height, which is 7.5. And then I'm going to write all over 2. Now, you can go do 18 times 7.5 first if you want to, or you can say 2 goes into 2 1 time, 2 goes into 18 9 times. Go simplify first. So you made your multiplication a little bit easier. What is 7.5 times 9? 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 7 is 63. Plus 4 is 67. I have 1 decimal place, so move the decimal place over 1. My answer will be 67.5. Do I need to say over 1? And the head is shaking no. You don't need that over 1. Okay, what unit do I need to write down? I'm finding area. So it's inches squared. That's number 1. And just so this isn't so messy, I'm going to erase those. All right, number 2. I'm going to pause the video and let you go look at it. For number 2, the bases. Base 1 is 7 meters. Base 2 is 12 meters. And my height is 9.8 meters. The area formula says add up your bases, 7 plus 12, put that in parentheses. Then I'm going to multiply that number by my height, 9.8, and divide the whole thing by 2. Now, 7 plus 12 is 19. So I have 19 times 9.8 all over 2. I don't want to multiply first and then divide. I want to go ahead and simplify. I know that 2 goes into 9.8. What is that answer? 9.8 divided by 2. Bring the decimal up. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract. Bring down the 8. 2 goes into 18 9 times. So 2 goes into 2 one time. 2 goes into 9.8 4.9 times. All right. I'm going to clean that up a little bit. I have 19 times 4.9. Do I need to put over 1? Nope. Shaking your head, no. Okay, I just have 19 times 4.9. I need to go over to the side and do that. 19 times 4.9. 9 times 9 is 81. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 8 is 17. 0 placeholder. 4 times 9 is 36. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. If I add that, I get 931. I have 1 decimal place to scoot over. So my answer, the area of my trapezoid, will be 93.1 what? Meters squared. Number 3, it really doesn't matter if it's right side up or upside down. You just need to make sure you can identify the bases, the 2 lines that are parallel to each other. So I'm going to call base 1 equal to 1 foot. Base 2 is 0.5 feet. And my height is 0.3 feet. You with me? Yep. All right, the area tells me to add up my 2 bases. 1 plus 0.5. Put that in parentheses. You've got to do that first. Then you want to multiply by 0.3 and divide everything by 2. Okay, what is 1 plus 0.5? That's 1.5 times 0.3 all over 2. I'm going to go do 1.5 times 0.3. 1.5 times 0.3. 1.5 times 0.3. 5 times 3 is 15. 3 plus 1 is 4. I have 2 decimal places to move it over. So I get 0.45. When I did this multiplication, I got 0.45. And then I want to divide that by 2. So I go over here. 0.45 divided by 2. Bring the decimal up. 2 goes into 4 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. I do my subtraction, bring down the 5. 2 goes into 5 2 times for 4. Oh, I need to bring down the, add a 0 and bring it down. 2 goes into 10 5 times. Oops. 5 times. 2 times 5 is 10. 0 remainder. My answer will be 0.225 square feet. All right, number 4. It gives you both bases. Uh-oh, it doesn't give you the height, but it does give you the area. So we know that, here's our formula. Remember, area equals base 1 plus base 2 in parentheses times the height over 2. Okay, if the area is 108 equals, what are the two bases? If you add those up, what do you get? 12 plus 15 is 27. Good. So 27 times the h over 2. You get there? Good. All right. I want to get h by itself. You forgot over 2. Okay, to get h by itself, what do I need to do to both sides? I need to divide by 27 halves. Divide by 27 halves. I will get h equals. All right, here comes some fractions. 108 divided by 27 halves. How do you do that? Multiply by, good, 108 over 1. You're going to have 108 over 1 times 2 over 27. Now 3 will go into both 108 and 27. Okay, 3 goes into 27 3 times. 3 goes into 108 36 times. Ooh, you can reduce both of them by 9. You sure can. 3 goes into 3 1 time. 3 goes into 36 12 times. What do we have left? 12 times 2 over, 12 times 2, not 1. 12 times 2 over 1 times 1. So what is that? 24. So what is your height? Your height is going to be 24 what? Ah, careful. No square. Just 24 centimeters is your height. All right, this one's going to require a lot of arithmetic. My base is 2 1/3 yard. What is that? 7/3 for that base. The second base is 4 2/3, which is 14/3. And it doesn't give you the height. That's your h. All right. So here we go. Area 21 equals. When I add those two bases up, what is 7/3 plus 14/3? 7/3 plus 14/3 is 21/3, which is what? What's 21/3? 7. Right? So when I add those two bases up, I get 7. So area equals 7 times the height all over 2. Do your railroad tracks. Okay, to get the h by itself, I need to divide both sides by 7 over 2. So h will equal, I got to go down here and do it, 21 divided by 7 over 2. So you do 21 over 1. So I have 21 over 1 times 2 over 7. The 7 will go into 7 and 21. So my answer will be 3 times 2 is 6 over 1 times 1 is 1. So my answer is just what? What is my height? 6 what? 6 yards. Good. 6 yards is my height. Perfect.